I'm Hotep and welcome back to my channel. It's been a while. I'm just here to share some exciting news for those of you who aren't aware. The lovely Vampirism forum has been reborn. Under a new name, it is now Hidden Gnosis. I'm just really excited that the forum is still around and that it's always being reborn. It's always renewing itself. This is the oldest community on the internet when it comes to vampirism and spirituality, witchcraft, the traditional side of things. I don't know about you, but I tend to get really frustrated about the state of the internet when it comes to valuable occult discourse. It seems like, especially on places like Facebook, it just seems like it's so superficial and goofy. It makes subjects that are really important to us into a caricature in a really embarrassing way. It's like these communities are just completely riddled with all of these unstable people that are just seeking power and importance, and they're just basically out for themselves. Not everyone, but it just seems like the more I browse the internet, the more I pay attention to these things, the less likely I am to engage. It's just, again, it's so embarrassing to watch. I think if you've been around, you kind of know what I mean. It's very hard to find serious information that's reliable and not tainted by the person's agendas. And Vampirism Forum is a place that is responsible for me finding the path in the first place. Many years ago, I think it's been more than a decade now, I found this place when I was searching on the internet for stuff about magic, basically. I have a very scientific mind, and I needed something that would help me overcome my skepticism, because I thought magic, is that like waving a wand, like Harry Potter? And I just, one day after a series of really strange lucid dreams, I just became super fixated on the occult, and I really wanted to find, some kind of information about it that, made me sort of drop the walls that I had in my mind about the existence of this stuff. And after a long time, I just kept browsing the internet, trying to find places that, made things make sense, places that I could value and take seriously. I just found so many forums that were so, I'm sorry, okay, I'm not trying to make a video just to like hate on people and throw shade, but so many of these places were just the pinnacle of goofy in a way that was so embarrassing that I just felt embarrassed for being even on this forum to begin with. And, a lot of like goofy starseed shit and these otherkin places where they just make it look so juvenile and silly. It's about biting people's necks, and I'm Jane Doe seeking a big, powerful, scary vampire to bite my neck. And I would just be browsing these places like, oh my god, I'm just feeling like I'm losing brain cells being on this place. And so Vampirism Forum was a breath of fresh air for me. I was really excited to find this place. For those of you who don't know, Vampirism Forum is kind of notorious for, its fiery ways. Not everyone likes the place because people just aren't looking for approval or recognition. So when you have a community like that, people aren't afraid to say exactly what they think. They're not afraid to offend someone if it means upholding the truth. And they take the occult very seriously. They take their craft very seriously. And this is a rare bridge between the infamous occult underground and the public, which makes it so incredible in my opinion. Truly, this forum brought magic into my life. I was very isolated and unhappy. I was very lost in life, and here I am, looking for a needle in a haystack, trying to find legitimate information. And I stumble upon this forum mostly because of its name. I thought one day I was just thinking like, energy exchange and these dynamics of the subtle are very real to me. I have to find something that makes it click and makes sense to me. And there that forum is. I feel like I've grown so much since I found this place more than a decade ago. Uh, this place really, again, it brought magic into my life. It was responsible for me finding ascetianism to begin with. And reading the public works of the order has profoundly impacted my life. It has completely changed everything. So I'm really excited that this forum keeps going and going and going, while all around us, all of these old communities are falling into decay, mostly because, of the dishonest roots and their dishonest agendas with all these people that are just seeking leadership and importance for themselves, these people who are not honest. And so I really love this place. I love being able to interact with people who are at such a high place with their craft, people who honestly I see them as rather prestigious. They wouldn't agree with me because they're very humble. And again, that's what makes me love them even more, that these are the kinds of people that aren't seeking the spotlight and they're completely content with their quiet lives, and they're not going on TV with fangs on, which again is so embarrassing. Like, oh my God. That's the kind of shit, like, I wouldn't be able to take any community seriously that was like that. So this place is so rare to me that we can approach topics such as vampirism in such a mature way. And I'm really happy to see it reflecting the new era, which I see as like a rising of consciousness where people are not obsessed and fixated on, being some vampire. To us in the Ascetianist community, being a vampire is not all that important. To us, there's so much more to metaphysics and spirituality than being a vampire. And there's so much more to our path than, preying on people. And that's not anything to do with what predatory spirituality truly is at its essence, at its core. That's just something that you simply cannot find anywhere else, in my opinion. Whether it's on Hidden Gnosis or our lovely Discord community, or the Facebook group that we have. It's just a place of tremendous value that we can gather and discuss these subjects from a higher perspective. And I think that a lot of the vampire-centric places are kind of just losing relevance as time goes on because it's getting so boring and stale and stagnant. Like, there's only so much that you can talk about fangs and parties. And so anyways, I'm really honored to be a part of this community. You can find me there under the name Troublemaker. As you can probably clearly tell, the name was deserved and earned. But yeah, I just wanted to come on today and announce that for anyone who just happens to not be aware of this change, yeah, please come to the forum and please start topics and keep this place alive, because we love to hang out there and we deeply cherish this place. So thanks for listening.